Alright, Geordie Prepper here. Just bringing you another dose of news on our slow creep to WW3. We're starting here with... We're basically in this episode going to laser focus on the Bab al Mandeb Strait. That's this tiny little gap here, which leads in and out of the Red Sea. Basically, you have to go through this tiny little gap to get into the larger Red Sea. There's quite a bit of maritime shipping goes through this area, and it obviously leads to Israel. And what we've got here is the Houthis. Basically, what's happened is the United States has launched a coalition of ships, multinational operation to safeguard commerce in the Red Sea, as attacks by Iran-backed Yemeni Houthi militias forced more major shipping companies to reroute. So basically what's happened is the Houthi rebels, and this article here basically talks about who they are, gives you a bit of history if you don't know who the Houthis are, or basically, a little bit of history about how they started. So basically what they're doing is drone, anti-ship ballistic missiles, helicopter-led hijackings of ships. And the Houthis have pledged to target all ships in the Red Sea bound for Israeli ports, regardless of their nationality. They just don't want support going to Israel. They want Gaza to be given aid. So they've basically said, this area is a no-go. If you do go through, you're gonna get attacked. Basically, we're gonna conduct operations in the area. They have basically said, we have the capabilities to sink your fleet, your submarines, your warships. I mean, that's quite a bold claim. Now, when people talk about the Houthis, you'll notice it in this article. It says Iran-backed Yemeni Houthi. In this article, which talks about a cruise missile attack on a tanker off the Yemen coast, it says again Iran-backed Houthi. Whether they are actually backed by Iran, I don't know. Has it actually been proven that they are? Who knows? If they are being backed by Iran, then there's other people who are complicit in that support. Because if you look at the map here, I mean, here's Yemen. This is Iran. They can't get to it through land without going through other areas. So, I mean, Saudi Arabia, biggest country that they'd have to go through, they would have to know about it, or they're complicit in it. If they were to send aid by sea, they would get tracked. They would easily see that the ship was going from A to B. I mean, is it established that they're being supported? Who knows? I'll have to look into it. But it's just across multiple news agencies. It's like they're drilling it in. Iran-backed. Iran-backed. They keep drilling that in. If you're talking about the Houthis, then you're talking about Iran in the same sentence. Are they going to use this as a justification to do something against Iran at some point? More sanctions, embargoes, or, in the future, some sort of physical, kinetic conflict? Who knows? So basically, the Houthis, they've pledged to target all ships in the Red Sea. There was already a cruise missile attack on a tanker, and it said that the USS Mason, I'm presuming this is the USS Mason, kind of looks like a bit of a rust bucket to me, but whatever. The Houthis claimed responsibilities, so I mean, They've got cruise missiles, at least. I mean, that's quite significant for a ragtag. Well, what started out as a ragtag group, but, you know, they basically, especially in the latest events, they've basically came of age, so to speak, and as indicated in this article. So, yeah, the Bab el-Mandab Strait is definitely going to be a focus, especially with a multinational task force of ships going into that area to protect shipping. Houthis have said they're going to attack them. If they do, that could lead to a wider conflict. So basically, just keep an eye on that area. If something larger does escalate, obviously, it could escalate to one thing after another. Like, when WW3 happens, it's a slow creep build-up, but it's just one flashpoint, one sequence of events within a very short time span, and we're going to go from basically posturing, threats, to the kinetic part of WW3. So we'll go to Ukraine just for the last article. Basically, the United States is saying that it's got one more aid package, financial package for the Ukraine before it runs out of currency. So the White House has warned that the US aid will run out by the year's end for Ukraine's fight to retake territory occupied by Russian forces since it invaded in February 2022. It says that the White House would have to seek an agreement in Congress were it to try and attempt to send further aid. But, I mean, they always say this, oh, we're going to go through the right channels and everything like that. It needs approval. They always seem to get approval. I mean, what is the total cost in currency that they've actually sent to the Ukraine so far? I mean, it must be hundreds of billions already. Yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Just keep your ear to the ground. Keep focused on your preps. And just make sure that your preps are topped off for the holiday season. Get a bit extra petrol. Get everything squared away. Check your security. Check your perimeter. And just be safe and be prepared.